People live their life in a bubble, okay? And they have their own boundaries. And say that we kind of live in this kind of aspect of what we think is true, what we actually think is our life. Whether that be someone who thinks their life is amazing, or they think they're not good enough or not worthy, whatever it is, no matter what happens, we set up our own boundaries of what we think is true. But we've got the rest of reality here, though. But we continue to live in this bubble. Now, the more we keep on focusing within the bubble and focusing on our own internal boundaries, whether they be the beliefs or the memories or our level of focus, all we do is reinforce the boundary. And we know why. We get the reasons why our life is the way it is. And that's where the whole cause and effect comes into play. We get reasons to know why our life is the way it is. But I like to think it's so important to actually go beyond the boundaries. To actually test ourselves and commit to having a better life for ourselves and others. Because if we can break through these boundaries, we're actually beginning to broaden them so much so we're allowing new experiences to come back into our life. But unfortunately, like I said, people are just stuck in their reality. They're so stuck in where they are that they can't see anything beyond their own boundaries. They can't see beyond their own issues because they're so focused on the issues, but they can't see beyond it, purely because of that level of focus. Now, if we begin to change our focus and go on the outside, and we actually focus on the outside here, okay, we're never going to let go of our boundaries, but we sure can expand them. So now we're living in all this part here, and the more that we learn, I mean, I love learning. I like reading lots of books on biographies, people who have made great achievements, self-help books, and that gives me understanding and knowledge to be able to go beyond my own boundaries. Because I can tell you now, if I thought about doing this when I was 10, it would scare the living daylights out of me. And it probably did about 4 years ago before I actually started doing it. But I thought, I'm not having it. Because I've got all this great information where I want to kind of teach people, so they can actually teach other people. So I thought, I've got to push up against my own boundaries here. And I was so stuck that I thought, can I really do this? Has anyone been in a situation where they think, can I really do this? Yeah? But I think that's a good thing, because you're questioning yourself. Where usually people live and like, I just can't do this. And when you have that slight part of possibility, and then when you begin to utilize these processes and actually focus on beyond your boundaries, you're actually sending a signal to the reticular activating system to actually search out and find for more answers. And to me, that's why this stuff can be so powerful, because we're getting our body to begin to send new signals. Because I like to think the conscious mind, like I was saying about earlier, if we had conscious control of our life, we'd have it the way we want to. But we've got all this 95 unconscious. And I think the conscious mind is the goal setter, and the unconscious mind is the goal getter. Okay? But the thing is, people focus on the wrong things. They're setting the sign to this unconscious mind all the things they don't want. So the unconscious mind begins to manifest those issues, whether it be making you feel a certain way, whether it be to actually create events, if you believe in that, actually, but you are the creator of your reality. And then you kind of bring those events into your life. Because when you think about it, why do people in some abusive relationships go from one to the next abusive relationship? Isn't that weird? How people can be like physically abused, finally leave that relationship, but around the corner is the exact same person, just a different face. Same behaviors. Purely because they're focusing on the wrong thing. They're focusing on the thing that they think they deserve in some way. They're focusing on the aspect of that negative relationship, and they feel as if, because they've had it in the past, they're going to get it in the future. But when you change that focus, and when they really kind of wake up, they're then able to see the possibilities beyond their own original boundaries. They can see beyond themselves. And when you see beyond yourself, then you can start to latch on to all the other things out there. Yes? Make sense? Fantastic.